Hey guys, welcome to another episode of my channel. So today we are going to start our story about FPGA and Verilog, and this very first episode is going to be about setting up a working environment. And of course we are going to talk a lot about Verilog, but in this first episode I'm going to give you enough material to start working around with it. And don't worry, in due time everything is going to click in its proper place. Alright, we are in Visual Studio Code. Immediately check Extension tab and look for Lushai Code extension. Install it. After you install it, check on this Manage button. Go to Settings and down there find lushai.oss CAD suite path. And what path we are going to put in here? Let me show you. Go to GitHub and find the OSS CAD suite build. You are going to need this one in order to build and upload code to your Tang Nano 9K. Check releases and find one that best suits your machine. In my case that is OSS CAD Suite Linux x64. And I remember that there is a version for Windows, so let me check. Yeah. With this previous publication, you have version for Windows. So find the one that you are going to use. Go to your file system, and in here I extracted this OSS CAD suite for Linux. Open it. Open this folder too, and in here you are going to find bin directory. And exactly this path is what you have to copy for your extension settings. Once again, copy this path. Go to Visual Studio Code, in Lushai Lab extension settings, find these settings and paste this path in here. Alright, this part is done. I can close this. Let me go to Files, and I'm going to create two files. Counter.v, V stands for Verilog, and another one, counter.cst. For constraints. Don't worry, I'm going to explain this part in a minute. But in order to get IntelliSense for Verilog, open extensions again, and you are going to need one more extension. Let me show you this one, Verilog HDL. Make sure that you have this extension installed too. Alright. Now I'm going to open my browser again. I have another tab opened. Let me show you which one is. This is SWiki. You can navigate to Tang FPGA, Tang Nano. I'm using 9K. And in here you can find all sorts of data. This is strongly recommended for you to read. Let's go to Tang Nano examples. Let me find Tang Nano 9K. I'm going to use this blink. And all of this information, it's actually if you are using official IDE, and I'm actually using Visual Studio Code. So I'm just going to take the code. Okay, I'm going to copy it. In here in counter.v, I'm going to paste it. All right. So there are a few things that we are going to tweak in here. Instead of module LED, I'm going to change it to module top. And as I said, I'm going to explain Verilog on the go. And by my opinion, that is the best way for you to learn it. But it would be nice if you already have some programming experience. If this is your first programming language, you definitely have to learn a lot more in order to be ready for these tutorials. If you have at least some experience with Python, C or Java, this list of tutorials are going to be quite enough for you. So basically, why do we need these two files? In counter.v, we are going to write our code. And in counter.cst, we are going to tell what our variables represent on hardware itself. Don't worry, I'm going to explain everything in a minute. So what is the point with this model? As you can see in model, we are defining variables that are directly connected to some pins or LED diodes on our hardware. This register variable, it's not connected directly because it's stored into memory. With this function always, we are defining our routine. So what we are actually doing during code execution. And of course with end module we are ending our code. So basically what we have in here, we have one input, system clock, another input is reset button, and we have 6 LED diodes. Of course Tang Nano 9K contains 6 LED diodes, and in this way you are going to represent it. Diodes from 5 to 0. In Verilog, in this way we are representing arrays, and every element in here it's actually 1 bit. Of course with this register counter we have 24 bits, which means 3 bytes. And I'm going to create one more. A register of 23 to 0. Value is going to be equal to 27 millions. But now, values in Verilog need to be presented in specific way. We can present it as octal values, binary values, hexadecimal values, or decimal values. In here, as you can see, we are dealing with decimal values. And this is a value of 24 bits. So we have to write 24, apostrophe, and D. D is because we are dealing with decimal value. What else you can do? When we are dealing with such a huge numbers, we can use underscore, like this. Because underscore is going to be ignored during compilation, so this underscore is not going to be any problem, but it's easier to read. But now, what is this 27 million? That is actually 1 second. Check this out. On Nano 9K, we have oscillator of 27 megahertz. 27 megahertz means 27 millions of oscillations per second. With FPGA, we are not measuring time directly. We are measuring time through oscillations. For that reason, on this board where we are dealing with 27 millions of oscillations per second, that means that we have to use that number of oscillations in order to measure time. As I said, always means that this is repeating all the time. But what means this pos age and neg age? As you know, clock oscillates from lowest value to higher value and back. Now check out this diagram and imagine that this diagram represents your board's clock, where y-axis represents voltage and x-axis represents time. So taking everything into account, positive edge is change from negative to positive voltage, and negative edge is change from positive to negative voltage. So this routine is going to be activated on positive edge of system clock or negative edge of system reset button. And now, as you know, this sys RSTN, it's actually our reset button. But what means this exclamation mark? As you know, in C and Java, this means negation, and in here means negation too, but in one specific way. In binary system with FPGA, every time when you see 1, that means off. When you see 0, that means on. If you say something like if sys RSTN, that means if sys RSTN, it's 1. If you say exclamation mark, that means if sys RST, it's 0. That means that this code is going to be executed when we press reset button. And when we press reset button, value of our reset input is going to be 0. That means that this condition is going to be fulfilled. So this basically means not 1. So what is going to happen? If we press reset button, our counter is going to be reset to 0. This value means 0. 24 bits value, decimal value, 0. And by the way, in Verilog, this sign means assigning value. This means that 0 is assigned to variable counter. Now, in next part, if reset button is not pressed, and in counter it's less than this number, this is original number from the code. I'm going to change this into variable val. I'm going to save this. Okay, it's complaining why. Yes, I have to change this because this number 1 second cannot be stored in 24 bits value. I'm going to change this to 31 bit. So 32 bits value, Okay, and I have to change counter to, all right, 32. Have to change it in here also. Going to change it in here. Don't worry, you're going to understand everything in a moment. So, short explanation. With 24 bits or 3 bytes, we cannot store value of 27 million. So I added one more byte in order to accommodate this value in here. So now, if reset button is not pressed and counter it's less than vol, we are going to add 1 to counter. So on every iteration, counter is going to rise by 1. But in here, if counter equals to 1, then we are going to reset counter back to 0. So as you can see, this first routine deals with value of counter. But here it's where magic happens. This routine is also starting with always, and we are also dealing with positive edge of system clock or negative edge of system reset. And of course, first we are checking whether reset is pressed or not, and what this actually means. This is important part. In here we are setting values of our LED diodes. We have 6 diodes, and as I said, 0 means on, 1 means off. In this way we are starting with only last diode on. So whenever we restart this counter, we are going to start with only one diode on. Next, if reset is not pressed, first we are checking whether a counter is equals to val. If is, we are going to define values of our LED diodes. And in here, don't be afraid because of this statement. This is how Verilog does concatenations. So what this actually means? This means that bits 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 are going to be put at the beginning of this array, and first bit LED 5 is going to be put at the end. So this is basically shifting left. But if we are not shifting anything, this value is just going to pass. Don't worry, in upcoming episodes we are going to talk more about Verilog. This is just a simple introduction. I mean introduction on simple example. And in order to finalize this project, go to counter CST. In here we are going to add from templates. So we have clock, we have LEDs, and we have buttons. I'm going to add it. And we have to rename this clock into, let me see what is the name, system clock. CCLK. And now I have to change name of one of these buttons, sysrstn. Okay, and I can delete this one. Of course, LEDs are going to remain the same. We are going to change nothing in here. Okay, I'm going to save it. This is done. But let me show you. Make sure that Tango 9K is selected. And now, in order to build this project and upload it, click on FPGA toolchain and build and program. As you can see, everything works perfectly. If I press reset, you can see that it's resetting. All right. All right, let's make things a little bit more interesting. We are going to change this. Instead of having only one on, I'm going to put only one off. I'm going to save it. I'm going to build this and upload it again. As you can see, only one diode is off. Let's make a few more changes. So first I'm going to change this value into 13.5 millions. That means only half of second. And I'm going to put 2 diodes off. This is going to be interesting. Okay, this is definitely more interesting. So guys, that's all for this episode. I hope that you learned something new and interesting. So please like, subscribe, and see ya!